I thought I knew everything about my wife, Vanessa. 10 years together, a house we had built, countless late-night talks, shared dreams. I thought I knew her moods, her habits, her quirks. I thought I knew the rhythm of our life. But life has a way of exposing the cracks you never noticed. It started innocuously. Vanessa told me she was going on a girls' trip, a weekend getaway with her best friends from college. She promised photos, souvenirs, and laughter. I smiled, waved her off, and tried not to think too much about it. After all, I had work and responsibilities. She deserved time with her friends. But when she rushed out the door, I noticed something, the wedding ring. Not on her finger. She had forgotten it. She didn't mention it, didn't realize it. My heart skipped a beat. Not out of panic, but something else, a hint of curiosity, a spark that told me maybe, just maybe, she wasn't going where she said she was going. I tried to shake it off, but instinct has a way of whispering truths you don't want to hear. So I made a choice. I didn't follow her immediately. I waited, watched, and planned. Vanessa left at dawn. The house was quiet, the scent of coffee lingering, her absence noticeable. I logged into our security system, not to spy but to track patterns. I wanted to see where she actually went. By mid-morning, my suspicions were confirmed. The car never headed toward the beach town she'd claimed. Instead, it turned onto a side road leading to a small, secluded cabin I had never heard her mention. My chest tightened. She wasn't on a girl's trip. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I prepared. If she thought she could play games, she was about to find out just how carefully I observed, how patiently I could wait. I called a trusted friend in law enforcement, discreetly explaining the situation without revealing unnecessary details. Then I arranged my own trip, not to chase but to catch, quietly and completely. When I arrived at the cabin, Vanessa was already there. Laughing, holding a glass of wine, leaning close to someone I recognized instantly, Daniel, a colleague I'd met at a holiday party. Daniel had that charm, the one that makes women feel seen, makes men look threatening without even trying. Vanessa smiled at him the way she used to smile at me before life, work, and routine had dulled the edges of our love. I watched from a distance, hidden silent. Anger rose, but I didn't let it rule me. I let it sharpen me. When the night fell, Vanessa went inside the cabin to change. Daniel stayed behind, fumbling with something on the porch. That's when I acted. I didn't shout, didn't confront. I opened the passenger door of her car and left a small package on the seat, a velvet box. Inside it was a single, gleaming object, a ring. Not just any ring. The engagement ring she had once adored, the one I had given her on bended knee. But I hadn't just left it there. No, I had placed a small tracker inside the box. Every movement, every location she went after the trip, I would know. It was subtle, invisible, a quiet reminder that while she had forgotten her ring, I had not forgotten her actions. The next morning, I didn't call, didn't send a message. I watched as the tracker fed me every detail. The morning coffee they shared, the laughter that wasn't meant for me, the secrets whispered behind closed doors. I knew everything, not because I spied out of cruelty, but because truth demands attention. Then came the subtle part, the legal nudge. While she thought she was safe, I had spoken to a lawyer. A confidential divorce consultation, purely hypothetical at first, but with one thing made clear. If she was unfaithful, there would be consequences. Not dramatic, not humiliating, just precise. She didn't see it coming. The final move came days later. I returned home, cleaned the cabin evidence, wiped the tracker, but left a single note for her. No anger, no threats, just words. You forgot the ring, but I did not forget. Choose wisely. Vanessa came home hours later, carrying the faint scent of another person's cologne on her jacket. She froze when she saw me. For the first time in weeks, she looked unsettled. She reached for excuses, for laughter, for deflection. But my eyes told her what my voice did not. I knew everything. She asked if I had followed her. I shook my head, calm, controlled. No. But I watched. And I waited. And now it's time to decide. She realized slowly the gravity of her choices. The thrill she had felt on that girl's trip, the adrenaline of secrecy, the intoxicating smile of Daniel. It all collided with the knowledge that I was aware, always patient, always silent. Over the next weeks, she tried to reclaim her freedom, to act as if nothing had happened. But the reminder of the ring, of my quiet tracking, of the inevitable consequences lingered. She couldn't escape. Not fully. Not ever. I didn't gloat. I didn't yell. I didn't make her life a spectacle. I let her choices speak for themselves. let her feel the weight of actions she had thought trivial. I had given her something she never expected. Not a confrontation, not a scene, but a mirror. A reflection of every decision, every lie, every moment she thought she could forget. And the ring? It returned to its rightful place on my finger, a quiet symbol of what she had lost, what she had taken for granted, and the patience it takes to let truth find its own voice. Sometimes revenge is subtle. Sometimes it's invisible. But it always lands. Vanessa learned that, finally, in the quiet aftermath of her girls' trip.